Serving the internet.
AI is your friend, not your enemy. 5 AI educators you need to follow. Barbie becomes more inclusive. And popcorn explodes in the UK. It's Wednesday, April 26, 2023. Let's nerd out.
Nerds Podcast.
The Ad Nerds Podcast delivers ad industry news every weekday. We are the go-to source for people who spend money on advertising, covering big brands, small businesses, and of course the latest marketing trends. It's me, Spanky Moskowitz, the show's host, and a nearly 40-year vet of the ad industry. I've created campaigns for Budweiser, M&M's, Frito-Lay, the NFL, and NBA. I've created over 100,000 ads, generating hundreds of billions in client revenue. If you're in or interested in the world of advertising and want to stay up to date with the latest news, the Ad Nerds Podcast is the perfect place to start. Trust me.
Ad Nerds Podcast.
Artificial intelligence, or AI, it's a kind of technology that is getting better every day. And it's getting better at doing creative things like writing stories, making music, and even making movies. Now, this has some creative people worried that they're going to lose their jobs to machines. I'm going to tell you this from a personal experience on my side. And in a couple of my creative businesses, my team is a little freaked out by AI. They're scared. And they're scared because change is weird for people. Change is different. And adopting new things is frightening to most people. Most people don't like to adapt to new experiences, especially experiences that threaten the stability of what they know. Even famous director Steven Spielberg is scared of AI. But there are some things that creative people can do to work with AI instead of being scared of it. So here are 5 things that will hopefully set your brain in the right direction when it comes to AI. First, accept that AI is here to stay and learn about it, okay? It's not going anywhere. Once the animal gets released from the cage, the tiger is out of the cage, the tiger is going to run. So you can either figure out how to live alongside the tiger or you can get eaten by it. Use AI as a tool and let it help you come up with new ideas and make your work easier. Think of AI as your creative partner, not a replacement for your own creativity. Remember, AI is only as good as the information you give it. And finally, embrace your own human skills like personal taste and connecting with audiences, because these are things that AI can never replace. So yes, AI is absolutely getting better at doing creative things, but it's also true that people want to connect with other people through art and entertainment. By working with AI and not against it, creative people can find new ways to make their work even better and more interesting.
Ad Nerds Podcast.
Let's stick with AI. So if you're into AI and you want to learn more about AI, there are some people you might want to follow. Well, me, of course, at Spanky Moskowitz on all social media channels. SpankyMoskowitz. Spell it out for you. And if you're driving, please don't try to type it. You can go back in the podcast. Just hit the little back button. There, right there. Yeah, there it is. Okay. So here are 5 people who talk about AI and make videos, podcasts, and text posts that can help companies and anyone else who wants to understand AI better. Sinead Bo Vell. She is a tech entrepreneur who talks about how young people use AI on platforms like TikTok. So she's, by the way, great on TikTok. Her content is spot on. Her videos help brands make sure their AI technology is helpful and not harmful. Peter Huang HYUNG, I mispronounced his name. Sorry, Peter. Peter HYUNG writes daily posts on AI on LinkedIn, about AI on LinkedIn. He also sends out a newsletter called The Neuron that talks about new developments in AI. I highly recommend you sign up for this. Justin Fineberg talks about ChatGPT on TikTok. His content is fire. He helps people understand how to use it for specific things, like booking vacations. I just watched a TikTok this morning where he had ChatGPT create the perfect workout for him based on that he works out every day, how much he weighs, what he's trying to accomplish. It's brilliant. On Instagram, Karen X Cheng makes videos on, she does Instagram and TikTok, that show people how to use different AI tools. So her videos are very relatable, super easy to understand, and she literally walks you through the tools. And then finally, Lex Fridman has a podcast about AI that features conversations with smart people about AI. The podcast is deep and super, super insightful. So I really want to encourage you to stop fearing what's already here and embrace it. You have no choice, right? When the horse and buggy met the car, you could either embrace it or you can get run over by it. Your choice. Coming up, how does an iconic brand embrace diversity? I'll tell you how Barbie does it next.
The most nerdy. It's time for an Ad Nerds podcast.
Ad zombies can make your brand sing. Listen, it's time to face the music. Your brand, your business needs a tune that sticks in people's heads, an earworm. Because let's be real, who can resist humming along to a catchy jingle? That's where Ad Zombies comes in with our jingle creation service. Picture this, a jingle that not only encapsulates your brand's essence, but gets stuck in everyone's brain. It's like having your business dance around in their head all day long. Oh, and the benefits? A memorable jingle can set you apart from the competition, strengthen your brand identity, and has customers singing your praises, literally. So if you're ready to make sweet, sweet music and turn your brand into a chart topper, let Ad Zombies jingle creation service hit all the right notes. Go to adzombies.com today, and soon you'll be singing our praises too.
Ad Nerds podcast.
Ad Nerds podcast.
Barbie, the popular doll, has released its first doll representing a person with Down syndrome. Designed in partnership with the National Down Syndrome Society, NDSS, the doll is part of the Fashionistas line, which features a range of diverse dolls, including a Barbie with braces and a Ken doll with a prosthetic leg. As a side note, and definitely not a joke here, haven't all Barbies essentially have had prosthetic legs because they're plastic? Just saying. Barbie has been on a mission to become more inclusive across its products, and the introduction of the Down syndrome doll was more than a year in the making. Design specifics for the doll include a face and body sculpt that reflects a woman with Down syndrome, and the doll features a yellow and blue butterfly dress symbolizing the colors associated with Down syndrome. To promote the launch, Barbie released a video of children with Down syndrome and their parents seeing the doll for the first time. I have to tell you, I stopped the video halfway through. I was in tears. It was so emotional and uplifting. So it wasn't a bad emotion. It was good. So it was super emotional and so moving to see these children just light up because this Barbie looks like them. Barbie's partnership with NDSS will include additional content creation with an upcoming Buddy Walk in New York, in which they'll be donating dolls to every child participating. By the way, the Fashionistas line from Barbie now consists of 175 dolls, with half of the dolls being sold by the brand last year being diverse dolls, which is kind of cool.
Ad Nerds podcast.
All right, back to AI. Today is an AI-heavy day. Did you hear that BBDO Worldwide, huge advertising conglomerate that's absorbed, they're like the sponge of advertising. They just suck everybody in, is advising its employees not to use generative AI tools for client work. Yeah, according to an internal memo obtained by Ad Age, BBDO's CEO Andrew Robertson warned employees to avoid using AI tools that create, quote, new content from publicly collected data such as ChatGPT, Midjourney, and DALL-E 2. Robertson's main concerns are potential violations of copyright and ownership and confidentiality issues. The agency already uses traditional AI tools that detect patterns and make predictions from existing data, but they want to be cautious when it comes to generative AI. Now, before I go any further, I need to take a sip of my coffee and provide a little clarification here, okay? AI, which stands for artificial intelligence, it's akin to a super smart computer that can do things for us. It can do things like play games, help us find information on the internet. It's kind of like having a really smart robot assistant that can do things for us, which is different than generative AI. Generative AI is an entirely different beast. It's a special kind of AI that can actually create things on its own, like pictures or even stories. It's like having a robot artist or writer that can make things all by itself without needing someone to tell it what to do. So regular AI is like a really smart helper, but generative AI is like a creative robot that can make new things on its own. So I just want to make sure that there's clarity about what the two are because they're different. Now let's get back to the story. BBDO still wants to explore and potentially integrate generative AI into its future business. They're encouraging their employees to experiment with the new tools in a sandboxed environment. And they've created a multidisciplinary group to explore the future use of generative AI for the agency. But it's not just BBDO that's concerned about copyright issues with generative AI. The U.S. Copyright Office recently said content created by mostly by AI, cannot be protected by copyright, which makes it unclear who is responsible for the intellectual concept or IP, intellectual property. Despite these concerns, lots of marketers are experimenting with generative AI, and restrictions may put big agencies at a disadvantage compared to the indie shops, not Indianapolis. I'm talking about independent. I almost said Indianapolis shops. My brain went to Indiana. I wonder why. Could be because of the next story. Coming up, popcorn is popping all over the UK.
The most nerdy. It's time for an Ad Nerds podcast.
Don't worry, I'll connect the UK and the indie dots in a minute. I'm a small business owner just like you, but I've been in the ad game for almost 40 years. So this is for you, fellow small business owners. Forget those stuffy ad agencies and their overcooked ideas. It's time to turn up the volume to 11 with Ad Zombies. We're your creative business partner, crafting attention-grabbing, mind-blowing, ridiculously creative advertising campaigns, word vomit, and jingles. Think of us as the secret sauce agencies suck off their finger. Yeah, I said suck off. But without the price tag of an agency. We're here to make your brand stand out, shine, and steal the show like a rock star. So if you're ready for advertising that truly makes an impact, go to AdZombies.com today. Ad Zombies, ridiculously creative advertising.
Ad Nerds podcast.
Ad Nerds Podcast.
All right, get ready to have your mind blown by these supersized outdoor ads that celebrate the weirdly satisfying appeal of watching microwave popcorn pop. Yes. That's popcorn in a microwave. Created by Indiana-based agency Young Laramore. See, I told you I'd make the connection. The ads feature 3D models of popcorn kernels that gradually inflate and explode, just like in a microwave. The creative team behind the ads aim to tap into the oddly mesmerizing experience of watching popcorn pop, and they've certainly succeeded in capturing that magic. The ads are not only visually stunning, but relatable to anyone who's ever waited impatiently for their popcorn to finish popping. How many times have you stood in front of your microwave, you can smell it, and you're just going, come on, 30 more seconds, and it's the longest 30 seconds of your life, right? It's a great example of how a simple and relatable concept can be taken to the next level with creative, out-of-the-box thinking. They have these digital billboards and huge campaigns that literally just show the front of a microwave with the bag of popcorn rotating in it, and it's got, of course, the brand all over the popcorn. Now, maybe you can't afford these supersized 3D models, right? But you could create fun and engaging social media campaigns around a relatable aspect of your business. You know, you've got to tap in to what your audience finds enjoyable. And with that, you can then create a campaign that captures their attention and drives people to your website and builds engagement. So there you go. Hey, if you like the Ad Nerds podcast, please subscribe on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen. Please give it a 5-star rating and a great review. I'd appreciate it. That's the Ad Nerds podcast for today, Wednesday, April 26, 2023. Spanky out. Thanks for listening on Hump Day.